One never knows if you're live or not. Good evening and welcome to another Raggy's beer review, live beer review. The Adventure Beer Advent Calendar back here tonight. Didn't realise that I was going to a Madness concert last night. I thought it was Thursday, to be fair. It's a good concert, to be fair. So today it's number 6. Let me go and find number 6. Yeah, that looks like number 6. Oh, bloody hell. Takes some getting into it at times. Right. Another bottle. And, so we're going over to Collyfobble Brewery. Collyfobble, yeah, it is Collyfobble. Sup Wiyo Pale Ale, 4.3%. Only recently discovered this brewery this year, and that was because we went to Matlock. The wife and the ladies did a run, and we seen the brewery there. So it says on the back, now then, you, my friend, have chosen a belter of a beer, because in your beautiful hand is a bottle of Sup Wiyo, a modern masterpiece brewed the old-fashioned way. No machines, robots or chemicals, just a barn in Barlow, in Derbyshire, I presume. And a blooming brilliant master brewer. It's filled with cracking ingredients, generations of knowledge, and an almost unhealthy obsession for perfection. Now, get it down, you son. Collyfobble Brewery.com. Get the words out in the end. So 4.3%. Good evening, Benjamin. Ooh. Hope it lives up to expectation. I loved it, and I've seen the reviews on Untapped. Not that I really follow Untapped, to be fair, but I've seen the reviews, and the reviews pretty good. There's no one said it's crap, so that's good. But yeah, some good positive reviews. Good evening, Neil. So yeah, discovered this brewery this year. But I'm going to pour this bloody water. That's it. Just wash the glass out, and as you do. 3 cans, fair play. I've only got 2. I was in town last night in the Cock and Hoop craft beer bar in Nottingham. Cracking bar. Great. They support locals amazingly. And don't spill it. They had it in the fridge there. In fact, they had 8 alter ego beers in their craft beer fridge. That is some amount of beers. The Raggies ones, there were only 2 left. 1 star, Lord, just to push your score down. I actually haven't reviewed it yet on Untapped. I've reviewed it in real life. That's why I don't use Untapped. My channel is my review thing, and I'm not doing it for Untapped. Sod them. But yeah, here's a lovely beer. Depends on the light with this bit. It looks golden in colour. Golden. Yeah, slight haze to it, but good evening, Kevin. One step beyond that when that came on last night. Little white head on there. Harry's big on Untapped. Yeah, some people love it, don't they? Craig, Get Beer Reviews, massively loves that. Bowman Beer Reviews, he loves Untapped. I think I'm the only one of the beer reviewers that I know who doesn't use it. I only use it to search for beer. I don't use it for anything else than that. I mean, they use it to so they know what beers they've drank. To be honest, 99% of the time, I'll know what I've drank. So unless I was steaming, and I don't know, I can't remember. But so I know I've reviewed this before, so I know what I'm expecting from this. Can't talk shit for 30 minutes on Untapped. Yeah, but I use Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok, and then YouTube. So I've got the 6 social medias that I'm on. I don't think any of them are all on all 6. So yeah, I get that. Yeah, certainly with expensive beers. Yeah. So nice malty beer. Smells very malty on the nose. It's nice to be back in the beer room. God, it's cold outside again today. At least it's dry today, but bloody cold. Sick of this cold weather. I know it comes every year, but it's just bloody horrible weather. Can't get a break at the moment. It's either chucking it down or it's bloody freezing cold. You need a couple of days where it's, you know, at least a little bit warmer, you know, 5 or 6 degrees, 7 degrees. Yeah. And this is the thing. There's a brewery near me, Lenton Lane Brewery. They don't put on the bottle what the beer is. No see, smell, taste. You know, 3 things for me. So you bring out a beer, it's got Simcoe in it, it's got Mosaic in it. Does anybody, 90% of the population have no idea what they are. They know they're hops, but they have no idea about taste. I mean, I went drinking with my mate last night, and before we went to the Madness concert, and he had a Sabro, and I said, you should get coconut, you'll get coconut on that. Straight away I tasted it, coconut on the back end. He drank it, couldn't get coconut, and usually he gets he's pretty good. He'll get flavors before I get flavor. Yeah. And I suppose these days, this is somewhere where beer reviewing and Untapped as well is good, because £10 at the moment, yeah, they are them. £10 at the moment is a lot of money to people, so you do not want to spend £10 on a Duff beer. Yeah, I've not looked at the box, Neil. So there is, I do know there's at least 1 can coming, because, oh no, there has been 1 can. Yeah, Black Iris. Sure, Black Iris. I'm sure I've reviewed a Black Iris the other day. Yeah, I'm sure I did. Yeah. IPA. EIEPA. Yeah, I'm sure I did. Sometimes can't remember. Review that many, can't remember. Yeah, our ass in the middle of it. I'll tell you what, there were a lot of Madness songs last night. I'm there and I didn't know the songs. And you know, when you don't know the songs, you sit in there, and for me, their better songs are the older songs, the 80s songs, the ones that made them worldwide. Because when they came on, flipping heck, there were people dancing, and I'm like, don't fucking dance too much, because I can feel the building shaking. Unless that was just the music, but yeah. Seeing some bloke walking up the steps, pissed out of his face, with his pint in his hands near us. Luckily, I was on the end of the road, because he'd have got a nudge and put that fucking pint down, and it spilt it all over this girl, you know, 20-year-old, and I'd have been fuming, you know. Then he was sitting on the bloody aisle. Luckily, he got told to shift. I reckon he came up with sit with his mates, and his seat was further down, and I'm glad he got shifted. Don't want people like that. I'll tell you what, I went there and I didn't even flipping drink. I walked in and I'm like, fucking hell, this is a bit steep. And I've been in Trent End at Forest, and that's steep as well. And you're there and you think, how do people when they're drunk? Because some people get ratted, and are just not walking up them fucking stairs. And, you know, because one slip and you're in hospital, or sort of flatten some fucker in front, you know, these things happen. I'm currently drinking Dorsey Tail by Cern Abbott's, their flagship brew. It's okay, 3.8% crowd pleaser. Not every beer needs to be an impy stout. You know, the right beer can, you know, can just, and you never know when that right beer is, because on every single day, on any given day, one beer can just hit that spot. And yeah, that's why the beer walk was great for me, because I've come in and then it's like, what do I fancy? Raggy trousers, yeah. Fucking no. We was in the we was at the Burnt Pig the other day, Urban Chicken Ale tap takeover, and the lads from Snenton Cider Company, they're both theatrical. So they were coming out with these songs and putting Raggy in the songs, and yeah, I don't think some of the people in the pub were overly impressed, but it was funny. It was funny. Raggy trousers, that'll be something, wouldn't it? I wonder how old Madness are, because if I can remember them from like the 80s, It's 40 years on from then. So how bloody old are they? I mean, Suggs, from what I could see from where he was on stage and in the big videos up above, he didn't look over 50, to be fair. I suppose up close, in reality, he probably is. Some of his mates looked a bit older, the ones with bald heads, you know, they really shown up. But him, you know, I suppose it's having a good life, isn't it? Hey, having no worry. This thing, if you haven't got the worries of life and that, it must be a lovely life to have absolutely no worries. And also to be that sort of person who doesn't get stressed up on things. So, yeah, Collyfobble Brewery, as far as I know, one of the people from Black Iris Brewery set this up. So he left Black Iris and set it up. That's as far as I know. I think I know anyway, hopefully. They'll watch this and say, no, you're wrong. But it's a nice, easy drink, and it looks pretty clear now. No, there's a slight haze to it, ever so slight. But to be honest, today, even though I was cold this morning, oh, Jesus Christ, I was lifting these big, we've had people parking on the grass at work. Now, you'd know your own garden that you don't go driving on the grass when it's absolutely chucked it down, because what's going to do? It's going to knacker your lawn up, or you're going to sink, create a mud trough. And we've had it for weeks now. So I've come to it now where I've got these big mega pots with plants in, and I brought them up today, but lifted them on this morning. It definitely was a 2-man job. I felt my back afterwards, but overall been a really positive day. Had to work hard to just to keep warm, but yeah, absolutely positive day. Yeah, I don't like people messing the lawns up. Pisses me off. Yeah, a lot of people do seem to create problems out of nothing, don't they? Yeah, you do get them in life, you know, and you look and you think, and sometimes, you know, like me, you know, when I have a bad day, I look and think, and I'll sit myself down at the end of the day and say, look where you are now. Look where you was 4 years ago when I was in that shitty job. And yeah, you always want a bit more money. You know, nature, isn't it? Especially with this cost of living bollocks. But at the end of the day, if the job's reasonably good, then you could be in a worse job. And I know that. And that always steadies my ship. You know, although to be fair, I've never thought about leaving this workplace. So I've got the free will I've got just to do what I like. And I work hard anyway. You know, I like to graft. Got to keep warm this time of the year. Good evening, Evil Ginge. Yeah, you've got to keep warm this time of the year. So, yeah, enjoying this. I've had 3 or 4 from this brewery. Have I tried to negotiate better pay? No, I did get a 2.5 grand pay rise earlier in the year. But you know when you hear other people say things about money, and there's I've heard some people say things, and it's, you know, no one tells each other's what you're getting. And I suppose that there's a bragging thing, isn't there? And I absolutely all day long earn my money and then some. And then also I'm growing from seed, new plants. I'm splitting herbaceous plants, sometimes from home, bringing plants from home. They've made multiple thousands off me, multiple. So yeah, I won't be surprised if I've literally paid my own wages in the amount of plants that I've make for a year and grow. But that ability to have free reign, you know, it's something. You know, when you're in a job and every day is a wank day, to be in a job and being okay, and just ignore the moments where someone says something stupid. Just ignore it. And I need to tell myself that. I think people think I'm not. I don't say it, but if they really knew the real me, they'd know that I'm quite a formidable person. But I tend to just be quiet, just to keep out of the way of it all. Can't be done with it until I take the piss, and then I can royally take the mick, you know, with them. and then walk away laughing as they realise then that yeah, I'm not quite the quiet person. I am really pretty much self-employed, and I mean it's at the Arnold workplace, Cockcliffe as it's called. I'm not far off. Won that site. I've nearly won it. There's always room for improvement, room to push. But that does require a little bit of investment in plants that I ain't got and can't get. And sometimes you can't grow from seed. But the other side, Kelham, I'm pushing that mad now. I've changed. I'm going there 3 days a week, although I'm using their petrol to drive there because I haven't got a car anymore. So my son's car to work and then home from there. So Derbyshire-based brewery, very decent beers, all modern, traditional, good range of different beers. If you check the website out, I think Adventure Beer had 6 new ones the other week. And they've all been very decent, just nice mod trad beers. You know, a lot of people like the craft beers, but craft beers are a lot expensive, a lot more expensive than the modern traditional. Although something like this would probably set you back £4 in the shop. Or the gardener's kit got stolen at my work the other week. Yeah, it's terrible. There's a lot of thieving buggers about, isn't there? Yeah, a lot of jippos about. Usually the ones. Then there's a lot of thieving buggers about, you know, a lot of opportunist thieves, never leave anything. We work that far out the way from anything. Where I am in the middle of the countryside, you could leave your car. I leave my car open all day because no one's going near my car. And as for the Skoda, went in for the MOT. I already knew we had issues. We had issues last year with the welding. There was welding on the wheel arch. And at the time he says to me, he says, I don't normally do this. Don't normally touch the wheel arch with the welding. I don't know if he was trying to sell it. Because you know what mechanics are like? They bullshit. I just don't trust them. I like people to be honest, brutally honest, but not try and make money off you. You know, if something needs doing, obviously, but not so and say, oh, your brake pads need doing. Yeah, mate. Yeah, they're that thick. Yeah, don't tell me my brake pads need doing. I'm not blind. Yeah, so the back wheel arch and then the catalytic converter was all smashed up on the inside. God knows how that fucking happened. I don't know how or why. I had a new exhaust last year, and it begs the question. So the young lad fitted the exhaust at this garage, and I came away from the garage, engine management lights on, exhaust sounded bloody awful. And you know, you can't prove anything, but that person inside of me is thinking he did something to my exhaust, and they're turning around. They're saying, "Oh yeah, well the exhaust is a bit tinnier because it's a cheaper metal." And you know, people say things and they lie, and you know, I just feel that. We came away from that garage in the end because there was multiple things happened, dodgy bloody things. Yeah, I've got to wonder. So yeah, it cost. The new garage looked at it and says, "We're being really honest with you, with the work that needs doing. We can't even get the right. You can't. You struggle to get the right catalytic converter to fit your exhaust." So made the brutal decision. Plus, also, it was drinking oil, and I mean drinking oil, literally 2 litres every 2 months, which is not good. Not good in any car. Literally, I go to go and pour the oil, and it's just like fucking hell. Just keep going and going and going, and it's been doing that for like ever since the timing chain got replaced. It's been doing that. And again, I just think we got sold a duff car in the end. Yeah, it owes us. And hopefully, well, I'm using my son's car now. And to be honest, we only need a car to get to work and back, and probably for gardening at the weekends. Other than that, I don't need a separate car to drive around in. So Saves on insurance, doesn't it, in the grand scheme of things? So yeah, enjoying this. Modern traditional, not much on the nose, to be honest. Little, if I'm being honest, bit of citrus on the nose. Got a bit of a blocked up nose today as well, funnily enough. Nice bite on the taste. Lovely brewery. If you've ever seen them, lovely brewery. Different range of modern traditional beers, all very modern traditional. You know, it's all about easy drinking. I like to go from the craft to the mod trad, just to see what's, you know, because drink too much of any one beer, you'll wear yourself out. I got worn out on IPAs the other year, especially when them Cloud Water or Cloud Dog brew water beers came out. And then it was nice to get back onto something different. Variation is the key to life. My car needs a wheel bearing in the clutch, and getting the right person to fit the clutch. That idiot wrecked my car with the clutch. I'd love to make him pay, but that would, you know, require dealing with people that I don't really deal with. So 500 quid's worth of work, can't afford a new car. Yeah, 500 quid's better than nothing. 200 a month. This is the problem, that the Skoda was going to be, I don't know, 1,300 upwards, and that doesn't solve the fact that the engine's sucking water, sucking oil. No leak on the floor, but sucking oil. And we just made the painful decision. And it's like the BM. The BM was a nice car to drive. He buggered to get the gears in, because obviously he fitted the clutch wrong or whatever he did. And dangerous because the brake lights was always on. But it was still a nice car to drive. But, you know, you can't be driving dangerous cars, because that time when you want to put brake and something don't happen, and with today's world and with roads, there's a good chance that... I see Carl's. Good evening, John. I see Carlsberg Marston's closing down Ringwood Brewery. Can't find about it. Met the beers in Burton, obviously. John, I see this happening with all the Marston's breweries that they've bought. You look at Witchwood. Witchwood's catalogue now is nothing compared to what it was. They don't even make Bar Humbug for Christmas now. Bar Humbug sold massively in supermarkets at Christmas. I can't understand why they wouldn't. You know, I would urge any brewery to never sell out to these mega breweries. Beavertown seems to be the only one, Heineken owned, that at the moment are being left. At the moment to being left. And I spoke to a Beavertown rep, and he told me that Heineken are actually hands off. But Marston's, Carlsberg, since Carlsberg took over Marston's, it's really gone downhill. Technically, my car usually needs nothing, but it's had the cheapest motoring I've ever. Fair play, Benjamin. You know, you're going to get stung one year. We've been stung this year on a scale that I've never, ever had in any car that we've ever had. Across 3 cars, all in a year when we didn't, you know, we were already struggling. And yeah. Good evening, Sam. No skimping on stuff. Yeah, Beavertown, no. Beavertown's beers are very, very samey, very boring and samey. That's why I didn't go for the Advent calendar. I was looking at their Advent calendar, and it's like, the Advent calendar was like 50, 60 quid or something like that. I know Brewdog's was the cheapest, 50 quid. So theirs would have been 60, maybe 69. But the beers in the calendar were like so boring. And I thought, no, I'm not doing that. No, I'd rather. Then you know the beers you're getting as well. At least with this one, the Adventure beer, I don't know any of them that I'm getting. Yes, I've had this before. It's a nice modern traditional beer. It's not a beer I'd go to again, but it's easy drinking beer, really. Hello, Darren. Not a bad day today. Very cold this morning. But luckily, nearly the first 4 hour of the day, well, apart from 40 minutes of loading bloody stuff into the back of the van, the first hour of the day is not bad because I'm driving, so I'm warm. And yeah, It warmed up rather nice, and then it dropped terribly about 2:30. But not a bad day. Yeah, I'm not sure what car I'm going to get next. I'm not even bothered about bloody cars, to be honest. Yes, I would let it warm up, Benjamin. Yeah. I drank it cold. It was nice, chocolatey. The walnut came through. When it warms up, the thickness of the beer comes through, and that chocolate, and it is absolutely sublime. Alter Ego do a good bloody beer. He told me, he says, I brew beers that I want to drink. I don't want to drink none of these false beers with different colours in the beers. And and I absolutely respect, his ethos. And it's good to hear it, because a lot of them just want to go down the route of making beers just for the I've got a blue beer business, and he's not doing that. Yeah, I'd go for room temperature, and even a bit warmer than room temperature, But don't stick it in the oven. It's not that warm. Yeah. But in any case, this is Collyfobble Brewery. Sup Wiyo Yo. Like a beer from the Peak District area of Derbyshire, as far as I know. Good evening, Thomas. As you can see, golden looking pour, slight haze to the pour, modern traditional beer, literally a bit of citrus on the nose. It's easy drinking. Yeah, it's good nose to the beer, to be fair. ABV is 4.3%, and there you go. I reckon this is a beer that's bottle conditioned, because I've got a right. How long should I microwave it for? No, just put it above your radiator. I won't put it in the microwave. Fucking hell, blow your microwave up. You'd have raggies all over your microwave, which is wrong. But yeah, I mean, now it's looking like a craft beer, isn't it? Look at that. Begs the question, is that how it's supposed to look? No one never knows, do you? Some of these beers, you look at them, you'll get a modern traditional beer, which usually come in bottles, not always come in bottles, but usually. And it comes out, there's a slight haze to it. Now it looks proper craft beer, orangey more than golden, whitehead. Begs that question, what should it be? I think it's a nice taste of it. It does taste like more of a modern traditional than a craft. But saying that, looks good, tastes good. You can't fault it really for what it is. And always nice this is the first year that Collyfobble have been in the Adventure Beer Advent calendar. So it's always great for somebody like Adventure Beer to support more local breweries. And there's and I can say this to everybody in the country we live in, wherever you live, there's more bloody breweries that you never come across. I mean, there's a nano brewery takeover happening in Derby this week. Good evening, Trilbyville. In the Smithfield in Derby, literally next to the river. I know that because they got flooded the other week. And they've got 9 nano breweries, and literally 4 or 5 of them I've never even heard of. And I do watch the beer scene quite a bit, and yeah, it's amazing how many are out there. So, citrusy pour, modern traditional citrus rather than any other citrus. You can see the head now. It looks vibrant orange, whereas before it was like a hazy golden. Balmy how these beers are sometimes. For me, it's a nice drinking beer. Would I drink it again? Yeah. I'd love to have it on cask at some stage. A good 4.2 out of 5. But yeah. And that, sadly, is it, because I need to knock off at about half an hour on these reviews whilst moaning at me. So I better be good and not get no red cards or yellow cards. But and it's cold in there as well, which don't help. But yeah, that was my review. And back later on, about 8 o'clock. I did put 9, but it's actually going to be 8. Thank you for watching. See you soon.